Welcome back to the Silver Lining, where it's no filler, no fluff, but we keeps it a buck. And today we're going to be doing our NFL playoff predictions. We're just going to go through the games and make our predictions of who we think are going to win. I'll give the Vegas line as well, in case you guys want to talk about covering points and stuff like that. Got Stan in the building. What's going on, brother?
What's up, bro? How you doing? You?
Do- Doing good. Of course, I got Kurt in the building. How's it going?
I already know, man. When I put the hood on, man, I put the hood on, and I'm out here in my colors this week.
Let's do it.
Let's get it.
All right. So we're going to start with the NFC first. I'll start with the Minnesota Vikings going to the LA Rams. The Vikings were 14-3 this year. The Rams were 10-7. In case you're wondering why the Vikings will be going to LA, the NFL does reward the team that wins their division a home game. So that's why that is. The Vikings are favored by 1.5 points. I'm going to start with Stan. Who do you like in this game?
Minnesota, man. Minnesota is probably the most surprising team of all the teams this year. I had Minnesota going like 6-10 because again, the thought process was they were going to start JJ McCarthy. Then McCarthy gets hurt, and they turn to Sam
Mhm.
Donald. And Sam Donald hadn't exactly shown anything since he's been in the league, and he went up a notch. The Vikings are just
Mhm.
one of those teams that offensively throughout most of the season, they felt like they could just get any. If they needed 7 yards on a third down, they could get it. If they're going to throw it to Addison, throw it to Jefferson, they could get it. They in their offense and their defense, their front four is devastating. Like they rebuilt their defense and their front four is devastating. The Rams have looked like shit for like the last few weeks. I just not overly impressed with the Rams the last few weeks. And I don't know, and I just think it's more so just the injuries and I don't the Stafford, Puka, and Cooper Cup, and when Kyrie Williams, that's a
Cook up.
devastating. You know, it should be an offensive explosion. I think it's going to be a lot of points in this game. But I like the Vikings definitely
Mm.
with that point spread. I'm definitely hammering the Vikings because I think they're a better team. And it's not like the Rams are going to have that much of a home field advantage, and they never do. There'll probably be about 10, 15,000 Viking fans at the game. Even if they play the game in LA anyway, because that's a whole nother thing. That
Right.
game might actually that game actually might get moved to Phoenix. With
Yeah.
everything going on in LA. So, but I like the Vikings regardless of where it is. I think they're a better team, and I haven't been overly impressed with the Rams the last few weeks. So I like the Vikings in this one.
Yeah.
If I'm betting, which I probably will be, take the Vikings in the points.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up about the home field. It's definitely a lot going on in LA. We definitely send our prayers. That's just a crazy situation going on there.
Definitely.
So yeah, that game
Yeah.
Definitely.
may get moved, like Stan said. Kurt, who you like in that game?
Like you said, it might get moved, right? And but home field does matter in the NFL. Um, it really does. But the Vikings, man, they might be they might be the most dangerous team in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? And they're playing a wild card game away, right? Um, I just like everything that I've seen from Jay Jetta. They got that. I forgot the young boy. They got a young boy on the other side of Jay Jetta that be making noise at the wide receiver position. Sam Donald might be comeback player of the year. I really like Puka Nicole. I really like Hoop. I even like Tutu Atwell. I like the whole Rams team, but this is and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I think the Rams benefited from a sorry ass division. Like the Rams wouldn't be in the playoffs if they was in our division. The Rams wouldn't be in the playoffs if they was in the NFC East with Philly and the Redskins in them. So I feel like they did have some big wins, and I don't want to disrespect the playoff team, but when I look at all of the playoff teams that are here, it's like they had like the easiest road probably with their division. The Cardinals aren't much, the Seahawks are up and down. So they just um, they benefited from being in a weak division. And then you look at the Vikings, like they battle tested. You know, they got two playoff teams damn near in their division, if I'm not mistaken, the Packers. Well, the Packers were a winning team. They got the Lions in their division. You know what I'm saying? Like they're battle tested. They had to go to Lambeau. They had to go to the Silver Dome. Chicago is never an easy out when you got to go to Chicago and like in the like a divisional game. So I just think they just benefited from a weak division, and now they're playing against a team who was battle tested all year. So I'm definitely gonna go with the Vikings, and I think if you gave me a touchdown, I think the Vikings by 7 at least by a touchdown. I don't really plan for this. I don't really think this game gonna be that close. I think it's like 34-24 Vikings. That's my prediction for that.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. I'm taking the Vikings as well. Especially, so I guess the point spread is that low because they're on the road. But yeah, it's absolutely going to be the Vikings winning this game. The Vikings have 3 losses this year, and 2 of them are against the Lions, who I think most people would agree looks like
The
the
Lions,
beast of the NFC. So it's like they
yeah.
have done their thing against everybody else. I personally see. I'm not. I guess we'll get to that if we talk about who's gonna like come out of the NFC. But I think the Vikings are, like you said, are dangerous, and I think it's hard to beat a team 3 times. So if we're talking about the Vikings having to go against the Lions again, I don't know. I think that would be really, really interesting. Um, but yeah, I don't see any scenario where the Rams win this game. This looks like a definite Vikings win. So obviously they're gonna
Barring
cover.
injury, barring injury.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, barring injury. But yeah, I'm with you guys. I don't see any. I mean, is there anything you guys see that the Rams could come in here and get it done? I mean, do you see anything?
Just nothing.
The only thing I could see, the only thing that I could see is if they score more points than the Vikings. And I
If it
don't
turns into a
think,
shootout, yeah.
yeah,
If it
that's
turns
the
into a
only
shootout,
way is if Matt Stafford has to throw for 350 plus 3 or 4 touchdowns. And Kyrie got to be coming out that backfield, catching, receiving, doing this shit. In order for the Vikings to win, they're going to have to, I mean, the Rams to win, they're going to have to score like 38. They're going to have to score like 38, 40 points, bro. Because
yeah, it's
I
gonna
don't
have to
see
be a
them stop. I
shootout.
don't see their defense stopping. Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's
it.
gonna have to
That's the
be a
only one.
shootout. But and both teams are the Rams have a pretty good defense. Minnesota's defense is one of the best in the league in terms of scoring. So I don't, but I don't really see too many. I don't see a whole lot for any way the Rams win outside of
The
Minnesota
Rams.
turning the ball over, or if their offense turns to shit like it did against Detroit last Sunday.
Yeah, that's
Like
Yeah, I
I
Detroit.
don't know
like
what that is.
I
Bro,
I don't
that's
expect that to
Detroit.
happen.
That's Detroit, man. Like nah, it's
yeah
But
yeah.
still,
I
though,
didn't
they
like
ain't supposed to
Minnesota's
look that bad,
offense.
though, bro.
Yeah, it was a bad, it
They
was a
look
bad move.
bad.
So
They
that
look
that
bad.
really
is that,
bad.
that is one thing because this game that's the Monday night game, right? Isn't that the one that's going to be
Yeah,
on Monday? So I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it's the only thing I don't know. I got the Vikings. All right, let's move on. We're gonna have the Commanders going to Tampa Bay. Buccaneers are
Mm.
3-point favorites in this game. Another situation where the Commanders 12-5, Buccaneers 10-7, but the game's going to be in Tampa Bay as they won the division. I'm going to start with Kurt this time. Who you like on this one?
I'm going with the big rookie quarterback. Yes, I'm going with James Daniels and the Red. I'm sorry, the Commanders. I almost called them the Skins. I'm going with the Commanders, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Baker Mayfield, bro. It really depends on what Baker Mayfield going to show up, okay? Like if we get the grounded, just maintaining the game, Baker Mayfield, it's a chance. But if we get there trying to play hero ball, Baker Mayfield, they are going to get blown out at home. Washington has a solid defense. Washington has a better scheme. And I think bro. Listen, hear me out. I think the Commanders with the rookie quarterback. This young man is going to do a Joe Flacco. This man is going to do a Ben Roethlisberger. This man is going to do a Mark Sanchez. He is going to the conference championship as a rookie. That's what I feel about the Commanders. I love Terry McLaurin. They got running backs by committee. Um, this team, man, is very well constructed, and when they play under control, like, I mean, when you look at how they played all year, and then Tampa Bay, man, they are just in, like, so disarray. Another team benefited from a garbage division. No disrespect, but I hate to say it, but when you look at the Falcons and the Panthers, like how is Tampa Bay not going to come out of that, right? So garbage division that once again playing against a battle tested team. They had to play the Eagles. They played the Ravens this year. They played the Steelers this year. And Jaden Daniels was in every last one of those games, man. Every last one of those games, he gave his team a chance to win. I don't like Tampa Bay's defense on a consistent basis. They come to play sometimes. They might come to play the first and third quarter, but then forget the whole playbook in the fourth, right? But I'm going with the big rookie, man. The way he's spreading the ball, the way he's seeing the field, he's my choice for offensive rookie of the year. Um, Shout out to Brock Bowers, but I think Jaden Daniel deserves it. Nobody's seen the Commanders being 12-5 this year. So I'm going with the big rookie because I'm expecting him to have a big game on the road and prove. And if you're a quarterback, the best way to prove that you are who you say you are is to win a playoff game on the road. And I expect this young man in his rookie season to go down there in Tampa Bay with that commander squad and come back with a W. I'm high on the Commanders, bro. They just got to play consistent football. When they play consistent football, they are as good as any team in the NFL.
I like the.
What was
I
the
do.
line on that?
It was the Buccaneers are favored by 3 point favorites.
Listen, I think it's going to be. This is what I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be 27-13 Commanders.
Absolutely not. Oh, wait a minute. You said 13?
13. I don't
Oh no,
expect. I don't
no,
expect. Listen, I don't
that's not
expect.
going
And
to
I'm gonna
happen.
tell you why. I don't expect them. I don't expect Baker Mayfield to come to play. I expect him to crawl back into that shell, bro.
No, Tampa Bay is going to win this football game, and I think that it's actually going to be a high scoring game, which is why I think that that tit for tat game that I think that Jaden Downs is going to have to play in this game is going to start to wear on him when it gets later in this game because this is going to be a shootout. The Buccaneers offense has been excellent this year. 13 points, they're not getting held no 13 points. I know that the media doesn't talk about anything but like two or three teams. Baker Mayfield's probably had the best season of his career. He had 4,500 passing yards this year. 41 touchdowns. Like
Yeah, but
Baker Mayfield has been excellent this year. I understand what you're saying about the division that they in, but he's been good this year. And I mean, I guess I haven't looked into the everything with the statistics and everything, but
like
Washington,
game by game,
Washington,
game by.
you think Washington's defense is that good that they're
Listen,
gonna hold their own?
this is the thing about Baker Mayfield, bro. This is the thing about Baker Mayfield, bro. He remind me of Jamal Crawford. Like you say, he got 4,500 yards and all that, 40 touchdowns or whatever. Jamal Crawford averages 10 points, 20 points, right? He'll score 31 game, and then the next game score 10. You understand? But he averaging 20, so it looked like he nice. That's Baker Mayfield. He's going to come out one game and throw for 400 yards and four touchdowns, and then the next game he's going to come out and look like absolute trash. And I expect Baker Mayfield to have an absolute trash game.
Have they
I
been
expect
I
him to
mean
have an absolute trash game.
have they been held to 13 points all season long? Like come and they're at home. Come on, man. That's crazy. Stan, what you got on this one?
Okay, but what I'm saying is, oh, go ahead, Stan. Thank you, say first, Stan.
I mean, I think this is actually gonna be a really good game. And I got DC. because I think that they're playing. They gotten back on track. They started the season out really hot, and people was.
Hmm.
I think it was unexpected, but Jaden Daniels got hurt midway through the season, and he wasn't right for a few weeks. I think he's healthier now. Their offense has looked really good the last few weeks. Um, their defense has played better the last few weeks. I still don't think it's a good defense, and Tampa, I think, made move the ball up and down the field on them. I think DC's going to move the ball up and down the field too. And I love Jaden Daniels, man.
I do too. I do too.
I think he's a fantastic player, and he's going to be something that DC hasn't had in over 30 years. A real quarterback, and I like that team. I like their offense. Their running back. I like Brian Robinson. I
Hmm.
like McLaurin. I like
Hmm.
Ertz at tight end. They got a really good offense. And Daniels being a dual threat, their offense is built very well around Daniels' talents. And like I said, defense is playing better. Mayfield has been awesome this year. And Tampa's offense, even though they've been without, Godwin for a lot of the season, they was without Evans for a little bit. It's still a really dangerous offense. Their offense is still very good. And Baker has been very good this year. Very good. I think it's gonna be
I
one of
just,
the, I think
it's
it's gonna
just,
be a one of I think it's gonna be a really good game. I really think it's gonna be a
I
really
give you
good game.
17, Reg.
And
I give you 27-17.
I can't see it, man. I
I
think,
just
and
see
I
the Commanders winning by 2 scores. I see the Commanders winning by 2 scores, but they're not going to score more than 30. It's
see.
going to
I
be a
think they,
two-score game, bro.
it's gonna be a shootout. It's gonna be a
I think they're
shootout.
gonna need.
I think
I
it's
think
gonna be
they're gonna need 30 to win. Like they're gonna
yeah,
need at
it's gonna be
least
another
30 to get
shootout.
past
Nah,
them.
I don't. I mean, we giving predictions, right? So next week we got to come back and y'all gonna give me if Baker Mayfield comes out and performs, I know y'all gonna kill me next week. But if Baker Mayfield comes, this is what I expect from Baker Mayfield. I expect him to come out and have one of those 50 completion percentage. You know what I mean? I don't expect him to score. I don't expect Tampa Bay to score this week. I just feel like when the lights is on Baker Mayfield the most in his career. Now it could be different because he did make good strides last year. It could be different, but in his past, bro, I don't expect I don't expect much from Baker Mayfield in big games. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Let's leave it there. Let's move on to the Packers going to Philadelphia. Um, the Packers were 11-6 this year. The Eagles were 14-3. Eagles are a 4-point favorite. I'll start here. I don't really think there's much to really say here. At least I don't think there is. This seems to be a pretty easy Philadelphia win to me. Packers, I mean, it's injuries now. I mean, Jordan Love got hurt last game. I mean, they're saying he's good. He's going to be ready to go. But, I mean, I don't know. Their best receiver, Christian Watson, actually got hurt as well last game. So, I mean, I haven't been able to find anything concrete saying that they're playing. I mean, I don't know. And on the other side, the Eagles, Jalen Hurts was actually in concussion protocol. I think he'll be good to go. But to be quite honest with you, man, if if Jalen Hurts didn't play, I still think the Eagles will win by a touchdown. Even if he didn't play, to be quite honest with you, they would just run the ball down their throats. I mean, I'm taking the Eagles. It's a 4-point line. I would take the points. They're going to cover that thing. It's going to be like 2 slabs of peanut butter to cover that line. Philadelphia covers. They win. I'll go to Houston.
Yeah, I think it's Eagles all day. They've been really good. Like one of the best. They've been the best team. I think besides Detroit, obviously they've been the best team in the NFC. Most consistent team in the NFC. I mean, lately they've been. They had some spots this year of inconsistency with their offense, but when it's on point, it's on point. And Philly, Hurts' health is going to be the biggest thing because he hasn't played in 2 weeks. Obviously, he didn't play last weekend because the game didn't matter to him. Barkley was probably one of the most game. I mean, it's neck and neck with Barkley and Derrick Henry in terms of a free
Free
agent
agent
signing that
tackle.
made the biggest
Mhm.
difference with the team they
Mhm.
went to.
Yep.
like Henry and Barkley,
Facts.
and I think
Facts.
Barkley probably gets a little bit more because the Ravens have always been a dominant running team. Barkley ran for
Right.
ran for over 2,000 yards, like, and could have broken Dickinson's record if he had played in that last game. He was phenomenal. He's been phenomenal all year. You know, they're phenomenal. Their defense is tough. Their front four gets pressure easily without blitzing.
That's my forward.
They are dominant on both sides of the ball. And Green Bay has looked kind of shaky the last few weeks, especially now the injuries creeping up. It's gonna be hard for the Packers to stay in this game. You know, if I the points, that's an easy take for Philly. This probably be a touchdown plus for the Eagles at
Mhm.
home. They have a home field advantage. Their crowd will be back shit crazy. It's gonna be hard for the Packers to stay in this game to me. It's gonna be really hard, especially like I said, with Love hampered and again getting hurt in a game that didn't
Mm.
mean anything for the Packers outside of seeding. Don't know why he's even playing in that game. Um, I like the Eagles easy. I think the Eagles and the Lions are headed for collision course in the NFC Championship game, and you know I like Philly heavy in this game.
All right, Kirk.
Man, Packers by a touchdown. Packers by a touchdown.
Are you serious?
Nah, man, I'm joking,
Um,
man. No, I'm joking, bro. I'm joking. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, like you say, even if Kenny Pickett is the quarterback, y'all said everything. That front four, very well coached team. They are literally better than Philly at every level of football, bro. They better front four, better linebackers, better corners, better receivers, better offensive linemen, better running back. They just better than them. Period. And it's a home game. And Saquon is like he's been waiting for this opportunity. Like all those years, he was buried in New York. He gets the opportunity to have a home playoff game, bro. He gonna be running like a chicken with his head on fire, bro. He is going to go nuts, bro. He might listen. I'm expecting I'm expecting 170 all purpose from Saquon, like running and receiving because whether Jalen Hurts play or not, they still gonna dunk it off to him and things like that. And the Packers really, like you say, they really ain't got much defensively, and well with the injuries, right? And then there's gonna be a lot of three and outs, right? Especially if Jordan Love don't play, it's gonna be some three and outs which going to put Saquon back on the field, which going to keep their defense on the field, and by the fourth quarter, it's going to be over. So, yeah, Eagles by more than four. Four is a given. It's like they giving up. It almost makes you scared to take the Eagles by four because it's
I
like
was
by four, that's it.
I was I was about to bring that up before we moved on to the next game. What is Vegas seeing that makes that line only 4? Is
It's
it
the setup, bro. I think the Packers
It,
going to win by touchdown for real.
it's a tease. It's a game that's begging you to throw it on the tease the Eagles by like a touchdown or something.
I don't get
And it
that.
could be a
Yeah,
close game.
bro.
Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if it was a close game because again, Green Bay can put points up, but I don't see it.
Is Jordan
I
Love
don't see it.
playing? Do we know for
Uh,
sure that Jordan Love is playing?
I'm pretty sure he's gonna play. It's a
From
playoff
from what
game,
I
bro.
from what I could find, it looks like he's playing, but it wasn't like concrete. Like it still seems up in the air. So I don't know. So yes, we shall see.
We'll
Uh,
see.
so we're moving on to the AFC now, and we're going to the game that we all have an interest in: Baltimore Ravens, Pittsburgh Steelers, the rivalry.
The
Steelers.
rivalry.
10 Steelers was 10-7 this year. The Ravens were 12-5. The Ravens are 9.5 point favorites in this game. Um,
None.
9.5 points is the line on this game. And that's kind of what I kind of wanted to start with that because we just talked about some of these other games, like the Eagles and the Packers game. the Ravens to be 9.5-point favorites, man. I
That's a
1000%
lot.
believe we're going to win this football game. I have no doubt about it. I'm confident we're winning this football game, but I do not believe we're winning it by 10 points. I don't. This is the
We're
Ravens and the
not.
Steelers.
We're.
This is the Ravens and the Steelers. These games are always close. This is going to even the last game. I know we end up winning the game by 2 scores. But if you watch that game was close. And when he threw the interception, the Steelers got the ball back. I think all of us was like, "Oh my gosh, we're gonna lose to the Steelers again." And Harbaugh can't get past the Steelers. We all kind of had that thought in our head before we got the pick six and ran it back and took back control. So I don't know what Vegas is thinking here. The Ravens and the Steelers games are always close. This is going to be going to be a good game. This is going to be a physical game. I'm feeling a 23-17 Ravens win. Kurt, what do you say?
I was gonna say. I was gonna say 17-10. You know what I mean? That's how our games really be. It really be like 17-21. You know what I mean? Like we've had 14-10 games. Like I don't know if Vegas is I don't know if Vegas is aware of how the Ravens Steelers games go, man. And the records don't matter. It never matters. We've had years where we didn't make the playoffs, but we swept the Steelers. They had years where they didn't make the playoffs and they swept us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't that 9 points. I don't like that, bro. I really don't like that. Even though I'm a Raven and I should be happy that they think highly of us like that. I just don't like it because I think it's just disrespect to our rivalry to make us a 9 point. It's really disrespectful to the Steelers. 9 points, that's a lot for Vegas to give you. 9 points, bro. Like if you just gave the Eagles four, like I don't know, something is up. Something is up with Vegas, bro. They on some. Listen, the Ravens gonna win it. They don't want people to take the Ravens back. That's what it is, bro. I'm telling you, bro. They on some bull crap, bro. I don't understand. 9 points. That's almost like a jinx for us, bro. I don't like it. But I am going with the Ravens. I think we learned last year. Lamar learned in that AFC Championship game. I think the playoffs will be much more easier for him going forward. And our defense has come around. I'm still not a true believer in our defense, but it has come around the last 3 or 4 weeks. So I'm going with the Ravens, but like I said, 17-10, bro. You know, and that's like eking out 17-10. It might be 14-10. But I do not expect this to be a shootout. I do not expect this to be a high scoring game. Um, but 9 points is egregious. I'm sorry.
Stan,
But I'm
what you
going
got?
Ravens.
Um, there's a reason why the Ravens are favored by 10 points. The Ravens are much better than Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's offense has been absolute shit over the last few weeks, especially the last few weeks. They couldn't even scratch together 14 points against the fucking Bengals defense. Their offense is trash. And like I'm looking at Pittsburgh's defense again, top notch defense. But they've been pushed around the last month of the season. Kansas City went up and down the field on them on Christmas Day. We went up and down the field on them, when we played them last. Cincinnati went up and down the field with them, when they played them last. The Ravens are going to win this game, and they're going to win it easily. And
Mm.
I should say this: they better win this game. I've said since going back to
Touche.
August when we previewed the Ravens season that everything that happened was going to lead up to January with this team. What they did in the regular season, I didn't give a fuck about. I didn't care. Did not care. I knew they were going to win 11. That's what they do. They win 11 games, 12 games. They win the division. They make the playoffs. Who gives a fuck? At this point now, it's about can you get to the Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
Can this coach and this quarterback get to a Super Bowl? That's what it's
Super
about now.
Bowl.
It's Super Bowl or I
Facts.
don't care. If they can't get it done this year, then maybe it's time to go in a different direction. Because at this point, This is the expectation.
Oh,
Lamar Lamar
oh.
had Lamar had a historic season. Historically great season. I'm not going to get into the MVP nonsense because I think that's just stupid. I'm not going to get into that, but he had a historically great season. The Ravens, when they were on, they were on. They looked like the best team in the league, and they look like the defense has turned the corner. I mean, it hit rock bottom against Cincinnati. You don't get
Mm.
much worse than Jamar Chase going for damn near 300 yards receiving, and the
The
defense
man
has
got
turned the
500
corner.
yards in 2 games.
Yeah, but the Bengals, yeah, they're not in the playoffs, so whatever. Um,
The
they have to win
defense
this
has
game.
turned the corner, though.
The defense has turned the corner in the last month of the season, and this should be a 27-10 Ravens win. It should be, but we
Is,
all
is,
know how these games really go.
is that your prediction?
That's my prediction.
Wow.
27-10 Baltimore. I don't. The only way
Wow.
the only way that Pittsburgh wins this game is the same way Pittsburgh always beats us. We do dumb shit, turn the ball over, our coach's brains turn to shit, and Lamar gets indecisive. If that happens and Pittsburgh comes in here and wins this game, I I will be at the point of it's time to do something different with the coach, the
Hmm.
coaching staff. There is no excuse for them to lose this game. None. They're better than Pittsburgh. They were better than Pittsburgh when he lost 18-16 early this season. They were better than Pittsburgh when they beat them 34-17. They're a better team than Pittsburgh right now. Whether Zay plays or not, they're a better team. There's no excuse. I call this game the no excuse bowl. And John is
Hmm.
coach excuses. That's coach excuses there, John Harbaugh. No excuses. I do not want to wake up Sunday morning out of the playoffs.
Yeah,
I
but
do not
man,
want to
you
wake
just
up
you
Sunday
said we're
morning
gonna win,
and we're out of the playoffs.
but
If
Stan,
I
you said
wake
we're
up
gonna
Sunday,
win by three
I'm
scores. Three scores.
I'm telling. Tell me how Pittsburgh's going to
27-10 and
score
three
17
scores.
points. Somebody tell me how Pittsburgh is going to score 17 points Saturday. Somebody tell me.
I can tell you. I can tell you. Lamar hasn't had a strip sack in quite some time. I think one is coming Saturday night. I think they're gonna get a strip sack and they're gonna get a short field and they're gonna score a touchdown off of something like that. And then they'll get
It's gonna be a punt return, a quick return, some
yeah,
dumbass shit, just like they
yeah,
always do, bro.
something
How the hell
dumb,
did they
something
they
dumb.
beat us with 6 field goals? They beat us with
Yeah,
6 field goals
Like I
last
said,
time, bro.
something dumb,
like I
man.
said, there's there that the only path that Pittsburgh has to win this game is if the Ravens revert back to their January Ravens play of turnovers, penalties,
Okay,
coaches' brains turn to ice
that's
cream.
fair.
Lamar's rattled. Nobody wants to get open. That's the only way. And I've seen this again. I've
And
seen it
even
up
in
close and
that,
personal. We've seen it
it
for how many
happens.
how many years? How many years have we seen this? So it's like my expectation is for us to win 27-10. The reality is I'm nervous as shit about this game because
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
which Ravens team's gonna get off the bus on Saturday night? So I'll stick with it 27-10. I think the Ravens win, but we'll see. But
We'll see,
it's no
man.
excuses. No excuses. It's a no excuse bowl.
See, I'm actually not that nervous about the game. Like I think we're gonna win the game. Like I feel very confident we're gonna win the game. I just don't think we're gonna win by 10 points or more. I don't see that. But I think we're gonna win the game. As far as the defense, and Stan will tell you, I started to believe in the defense. I think it was after a loss. It was after the Eagles game, and I
Yeah,
was
the
like,
Eagles game.
"Yo, that defense came to play today, though. Like the defense might
They
be
did.
turning the corner. So I've been a believer in the defense since the Eagles game, and I'm still a believer in the defense. I think the
Okay.
defense is going to get busy. I think we have one of the best defenses in the AFC in the playoffs currently. I think the Broncos we'll talk about the Broncos in a second. But I think we have one of the better. I say this. I think we have one of the hottest defenses in the playoffs right now, and so I think we win it. I don't think there's any way we're gonna lose this game, but I just don't think 10 points is happening. Zay Flowers being out is a concern. Is he definitely out? They have ruled him officially out.
They're
I'm
not
not
gonna rule
sure.
him. I
I'm not
mean,
sure. Last time
I
I
don't.
heard, we'll know tomorrow night.
I don't know.
Mhm.
We'll know tomorrow night for
He's
sure.
out. He's out.
He's out. Okay.
He's
Yeah,
out.
Zay Flowers is out.
Okay.
He's out for the wild card game.
Okay. I mean, I still think we can win. I don't
Even in
think that.
that, we still can win. Yeah, we still should be able to win. We still should be able to win.
Oh no,
Yeah.
It's
they
just
should
that
still. Yeah,
it's just something about this rivalry, bro. It's just something about this rivalry. It's just nerve wracking to play them. It'd be good. It would be. I would feel like this if we was playing a flag football game against them niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that
yeah.
anticipation, that nervousness. Like if they was playing flag football, I would feel like this. Let alone it be the playoffs. So we just got to come to play, man. That's all. That's
It's just
all.
simple. They come to play and they play right, they'll win easy. So I'm just like, how's Pittsburgh going to score 17 points? That's all. Tell me
Well,
how they're going to
they
get
scored
17 points.
18. They scored 18 off field goals last. You know what I'm saying? Like I just can't call a Ravens still again. I can't call it. I just cannot.
Nah, I get
Only
it.
thing I
I get
think
it.
is we're gonna win. We're gonna win by maybe 10, maybe.
We'll see.
But I just don't. They're too unpredictable. Too unpredictable.
I believe the last meaningful play in the game is going to be at the end of the game. So it's going to be like fourth down and something. But the Steelers got the ball. It's going to be incomplete. We take over and win the game. I don't believe this game is going to be over going to the fourth. I just don't. This is going to be a close, hard game, like it always
Yeah.
is. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the Chargers going to the Houston Texans. Chargers were 11-8. Texans 10-7. Chargers are a 2.5 point favorite in this game. Kurt, what you feeling on this game?
Man, if they were healthy, a healthy Texan team, I would say yes. But when they lost Tank Dell a couple weeks back, bro, they lost a lot. With that young man is like the emotional leader. He had just gotten back. He was playing good football. I don't think the Houston Texans has enough. They don't have enough, man. They just don't have enough. And here we go again. Team with a subpar, below average division, right? Playing against a team that got three playoff teams in their division. The Chargers, Chiefs, and Broncos. You know what I'm saying? The Chargers are battle tested. They're battle tested. They played two playoff teams. Plus they played us. Plus they played our division. It's like um, I'm just trusting Jim Harbaugh more than I'm trusting D'Amico Ryans. Okay, I trust Justin Herbert more than I like C.J. Stroud, but he didn't take the leap that I thought he would. You know what I'm saying? Coming off of that year, he didn't have a bad year, and I'm not like dumping on him, but I expected him to ascend. You know what I'm saying? In his second year, I expected to see that ascension, like to where Lamar and Josh Allen is, right? Um, but I didn't really get that from him. It's kind of like he's kind of like on the same wavelength that he was last year, but they just don't have enough. And I know it's a home playoff game, and I know they're a dome team. You know what I'm saying? And they always talk about how dome teams play different in the dome. But just flat out, man, they just don't have enough to contend with the Chargers, man. The Chargers are a quiet giant. That's what the Chargers are. They have a solid defense. They have a solid O line. They can run the ball when they decide to. And then you have a quarterback like Justin Herbert, who he's not with Josh Allen and Lamar and Pat is, but he's that tier right underneath of theirs. Justin Herbert is in that tier of quarterback, like the second tier of quarterback. So I trust the quarterback, I trust the coach, and Jim Harbaugh's been here before. D'Amico Ryan's got his playoff game last year. But Jim Harbaugh, like he's been to a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I just trust his game plan a lot more than I trust D'Amico Ryan's. So I'm going with the Chargers. I'm going with the Chargers by 2 scores. I don't know if it's going to be 10 or if it's going to be 14, but it's going to be 2 scores. Two
You know,
scores
this
for
is
the Chargers.
this is another line. They have the Chargers 2.5. So Vegas is anticipating this being a very close game. And I mean, you just said 2 scores. Um, to me, the only shot the Texans have in this game is that pass rush because they're one of the best in the league in terms of putting pressure on the quarterback. So if they're able to do that, and again, they are at home, and obviously rushing the passer is easier to do at home because of crowd noise. So I do think the Texans have a chance in this game. So I don't know about the 2 scores thing. I think this is going to be a pretty close game. It's funny you talk about Justin Herbert. Like it don't just kind of seem like he just kind of falls like under the radar now. Like there was a time when they were putting
Mm-hmm.
him right there with the quarterbacks you just said with the elite quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Now it kind of seems like nobody even talks about it. I hardly ever hear his name, and he had an excellent season this year. He was very good this year. Um, I like the Chargers as well. Um, but I don't know about the 2 scores. I think this is going to be a close game. I think this is going to be a really close game. I'm going to say 27, 23 Chargers. Stan?
Yeah, I agree with both of you. I take the Chargers. I think the Texans really. When we played the Texans on Christmas Day, I was blown away at how bad they looked. Like they
I know,
were
right?
off. They were awful, awful on Christmas Day. And I just think the injuries to losing Diggs and losing Tank
Tank Dell.
Dell and having Colin, Nico out of the lineup at times. Their offense in the preseason it looked really good. And I thought that Stroud was going to take a leap up, and I don't want to say he's regressed, but he kind of has regressed. I didn't like what I saw from the Texans on Christmas Day. I don't like them. I don't like them in this game. And the Chargers are a good team. The Chargers are really good. I think they're a little bit underrated right now. And you see what Jim Harbaugh came in and turned them around in 1 year, just like he did in San Francisco, just like he did at Michigan. Came in within a year, turned them around. This is virtually the same team from last year that went 7-10 or 5-12, whatever it was,
Mm-hmm.
and they've completely turned around. And they're a solid team. They're a solid team, and
Mm-hmm.
Herbert's a really good quarterback. And Herbert, is a really good, really really good. Like I said, I agree with Reggie. Doesn't get talked about as much, but again, it's hard to say here. All you hear about is Lamar, Josh Allen, whatever. But
Pat
Herbert's
Mahomes.
good. Pat Mahomes, they love sucking off Pat Mahomes, but yeah, it's that I like the Chargers in this game. I like them. I definitely like the point spread. I definitely would take them -2.5 easy. Don't like the Texans. I was really, really disappointed with the Texans on Christmas Day. They looked like absolute dog shit, and it looked like they didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
play. They didn't. I didn't like their competitive energy. It just felt like when the Ravens really got up on them, they just rolled over like dogs.
Yeah, like
I didn't like it.
they
I
was
didn't
just
like
there
it.
to get a check.
Yeah,
Like
they look
they was
terrible.
just there to get a check. That's all. Yeah.
And again, they won a
Mm-hmm.
shitty division. Congratulations, you won the NFC South, a shit division. Yeah, give me the Chargers. I take the Chargers easy.
Last game we got to talk about is going to be the Denver Broncos going to the Buffalo Bills. Broncos finished the season 10-7. Bills finished 13-4. The Bills are an 8.5 point favorite in this game. Kurt, what do you think about this?
Yo, Vegas is wilding. Yo, this is
Yeah.
my upset special. This is my upset special. Listen, Denver Broncos, they used to playing in the mountains, bro. So that cold weather shit ain't gonna
Uh,
mean nothing to them, bro. That cold weather. Listen, Josh Allen is playing out of his freaking body right now. Josh Allen is like Josh Allen is goaded. He's goaded. He turned down the turnovers, and we see what he's doing. However, that is a defense designated to stop a Josh Allen, bro. When you can play defense like that, right? You can play defense like that. You can move the ball on the ground and see what Bo Nix. This is what I love about Bo Nix. Bo Nix has actually had a very. I think he got like 34 touchdowns this year, something like that, almost 4,000 yards or something like that. I don't know. And I think he only got like 12 interceptions. You know what I'm saying? If Bo Nix can continue to manage the game, I really believe the Denver Broncos defense can win this game, bro. Their defense can win this game. I believe, listen, I don't like most teams, like let's say the Texans were going to Buffalo, then that home field advantage would pay dividends because it's snowy, it's cold. But the Broncos, they used to that. They in the mountains. So this is, I mean, the crowd is going to be against them, but it's not technically home field because they're used to playing in those conditions. You understand? The Ravens, they are the two teams that are used to playing in colder weather. The Steelers, we used to that, right? But if they was like I said, if they was playing against like the Texans, then it would make a difference. I'm going with the Broncos for the upset special. I think Bo Nix solidifies himself as the starting quarterback, and we once again start giving Sean Payton the credit that he deserves as a head coach, bro. I'm going with the Broncos. I can't give you a line on it. I can't give you the line. I don't know if they're going to win by 10. I don't know if they're going to win by a field goal. But I'm going with the Broncos for the upset special.
You know what's funny? I didn't expect either of y'all to pick the Broncos, and so I was going to go to you and then go to you, and then after both of y'all picked the Bills, I was going to do the Chris Berman. So you're all on the Bills, huh? That's what I was going to do, but you already took the Broncos. Look, man. For those who don't know, there was a time period where I was a Denver Broncos fan. Kurt will know. There
Hell
was a
yeah.
time where I used to root for the Denver
Hell
Broncos.
yeah.
I was always Team Ravens, but the Broncos were like they was a side piece. You got to have a side. So that was
Yeah,
my other
right.
team. I used to have a Broncos jersey and everything, man. As
Jason, which one did you? Who was that?
Ed
Was that
McCaffrey,
McCaffrey? Was it an
Ed
Ed McCaffrey?
McCaffrey, Ed McCaffrey,
Yeah, he had
man.
an Ed McCaffrey jersey.
Yeah, man, that was my man. As the years have gone by, though, I have kind of like I don't follow the Broncos as close as I used to. The Baltimore Ravens love at this point just overwhelmed me. So it's the point now where it's like there ain't really a side thing. It's all Ravens now. But every so often, I go ahead and take
You
a
still
knock on the
got feelings
door.
for
I still got some
him. You still
feelings
got
for him.
feelings
You know what
for
I'm saying? I still got feelings for him.
Uh,
When it really comes up, man, is when the Broncos play the Chiefs and it's at Arrowhead. That's when it really comes up. It's like, yo, I hate the damn Chiefs, man. Especially now because I'm a Ravens fan. I hate them anyway. It's like, yeah, I remember this feeling. I hate them, man. I
him.
hate the Chiefs, man.
Hmm.
Bro, the Broncos are going to win this football game, man. And the, so what I will say though is that this is a tough matchup for the Broncos because the things that the Broncos do very well are things that is going to be tough to do against the Bills. So the Broncos are excellent at sacking the quarterback, excellent at getting pressure on the quarterback, but the Bills are the least sacked team in the game. So that makes things difficult there because it's what they do best. The Bills are good at counteracting that. Also think that the shutdown corner Pat Surtain. I think that if you put the Broncos against I think the Broncos will match up better with us, honestly, because it will confuse the quarterback more. Of like, okay, I'm shutting down this side of the field. What else you got? I think that would confuse Lamar more than it's going to confuse them in Buffalo. I think he'll be just fine spreading the ball around. They really don't have a wide receiver that is like the guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if the Bills necessarily have that, so I don't think it's really going to confuse them that much. But all those things being said, man, I think the Broncos are going to win this football game. I think the defense is going to be excellent in this game, and I think Bo Nix, he's a rookie, but he real steady, man. He's real steady, and I do not believe that the Buffalo Bills has the defense that's going to make it a difficult day on the rookie quarterback. I don't. I don't think they have that level of defense to do that. I think he's a rookie. It's going to be the player. He's going to be nervous. I think after that first snap, he's going to be like, you know what? I ain't sweating this.
It ain't that
Defense ain't
bad.
that great.
Yeah, right.
I ain't sweating this at
And
all.
plus, and plus, he's 30 years old, bro. Like, my man,
Yeah.
like 25, 26 years old. It's a certain level of man maturity that he has, also.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I do disagree with you when you say it's not a home field advantage because it's cold and it's both cold. No, it's a home field. That Buffalo crowd is going to be crazy. That crowd noise is going to make stuff tough at the line. It's a home field advantage, but I don't know, man. I just think that defense is going to make some big plays early in the game, and that crowd is going to start getting quiet, and it's going to be doomsday at Buffalo on Monday because I cannot imagine what their fans are going to think if they don't win this game. And I got the Broncos. I got the Denver Broncos, baby. Denver Broncos. Stan, what you think about this?
What the
He
fuck
about to
is
tell us
wrong?
how we tripping.
What the fuck is wrong with y'all, man? I'm trying to figure
I
out how
knew he was
Buffalo.
going to
How
do it.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out how Denver's going to stay in this game. Keep the game close. Just keep it close. Look, I was at the Broncos Ravens game earlier this season. I like Bo Nix. He's poised, but he made a couple mistakes in that particular game, and that game got away from them. Denver's good. Don't get me wrong; they're good, but I don't. I'm trying to figure out how they're going to stay in this game.
The defense.
The only thing that
And,
I can
and
is that
they can score, too,
I
bro. They're not like a sorry-ass offense, though.
no, their
It's
offense is
shoddy.
actually not
It's
bad.
shoddy.
Their
Right.
offense is
You know
not
what I
bad.
mean?
Their offense is not bad. No, I'm taking Buffalo, man. But I'm just I would not be surprised if Denver covers. Like I don't I would the 8.5 number, I can see Denver covering that, but I don't think they're gonna win the game. Josh Allen
Mm.
has been one of the best players in the league, and his Buffalo's like you said, Reggie. They don't have a standout wide receiver, but they have a bunch of dudes. And Josh, if it's 35, he'll get to 5 yards. He'll find somebody open, or he'll get it himself. They just make plays when they need to. Buffalo just makes plays when they gotta get it. If they need 6 yards, they'll get the 6 yards easy. If they need whatever they need, they'll get it. They'll just get it. But y'all talking about Denver winning the game outright? Y'all out your damn minds. No, they're not. They're not winning the game outright.
You
That's
know,
not going to happen.
Listen. Listen, at the end
They
of the
don't. They
day, Josh Allen. Go ahead. Go ahead. What you about to say, Stan?
I'm like Denver. I'm just looking at Denver and how they're going to keep it. If they can keep it close, and their defense can keep it close. If they can really if they can find a way to get at Josh and pressure him and get him to turn the ball over. Josh has cut the turnovers out completely this year. If they can get him pressure on him and get him maybe to turn it over, then I can see maybe them having a chance. But outside of that,
They can get
yeah, but
pressure. They can get back there. The
get
thing is getting him down.
getting them
They
down.
can get back there. I'm not worried about that. It's actually getting him down though. Because once he start moving and shaking, bro, that's a totally different ball game. But
yeah,
I have no doubt can they get back there. Yeah, yeah, they can get
if
back
they
there.
can pressure
But I
if
don't
they
know if
can
they can get him
pressure him,
down.
yeah, if they can pressure him and get to him and get him to maybe turn it over, I can see Denver having a chance to stay in the game. But if they don't, if Buffalo the way they've been playing, nah.
I mean,
They probably have the best home field advantage of all the teams in the playoffs left. I am pissing myself seeing the Ravens have to go to Buffalo next weekend. If that's what happens. But yeah, I take the Bills probably by like 6 points,
okay.
probably by a touchdown. But
Hey, at the end of the day,
I'm
Josh
not
Allen be all right.
I'm not I'm not writing Denver Broncos off. But I'm saying Broncos are gonna have a hard time keeping the game close. You know,
But
but it's
you're not
This is
taking
the
possible.
it.
upset special.
But you're not taking the 8.5 though, right? You ain't taking the 8.5.
I don't think I would take the 8.5. I can see Denver. I can see Denver keeping this within like a 3 to 7 points for most of the
Mm-hmm.
game. I can see.
Mm-hmm.
I can see going to the fourth quarter being Buffalo like 20-13.
Mm.
They'll keep it close,
Listen,
but they're not.
at the,
They're not going to Buffalo and beating the Bills, man. Fuck on with y'all, man.
listen. At the end of the day, bro. At the end of the day, Josh Allen goes home to Haley Steinfeld, so it's not that bad for him. But he's gonna lose. He's gonna lose. He's gonna lose, bro. He's
I
gonna
would be
lose.
stunned. That would be the stunner of the weekend. I would be stunned.
Yo, every
If
play, every,
Get
every first
ready,
round got a stunner though. This got to be a stunner. Somebody gonna get stunned. I think this
well,
is
I
a
hope
good.
it's them and
bro.
not the Ravens. As all I can say.
I'm
Yeah.
This what I'm saying. I ain't even gonna lie. If we lose to the Steelers, I wouldn't be stunned. Like that's just the rivalry. But what I'm
I,
saying is, if
I'd be
you're gonna
stunned.
pick an upset, I think this is the upset. This is the upset to pick right here, bro. Josh Allen he has in the past, right? He has had games where he's done great and then he just does dumb stuff for no reason. And I think he's past that part of his career, but I'm just not confident that he is. I think he's still got some, not act right up in him. He still got some can't do right in him. I still feel like it. I feel like that can't do right is going to rear his head against that pressure that the Broncos are going to put on him. You gotta realize how much pressure the Broncos put on quarterbacks. He might not have faced no pressure like that all year. Did they play the Broncos this year? Did they play each other this year or not? I'm not sure. But the
Uh,
Broncos can definitely get back there. They
Yeah.
can definitely get back there. You know,
I don't think they played
but
this year.
and all I'm saying is just watch out for that defense. Bo Nix, all he got to do is just move the chains. You ain't got to be no hero. Just move the chains. And we're going to remember this is the most important thing. We are going to remember. This will be a reminder of why we give Sean Payton so much credit as a head coach.
All right.
It's going to be
I
a
think that's
reminder.
I think that's a good place to leave it, fellas. Appreciate y'all coming through.